you are also a best-selling author.
I am.
Yeah. So can you tell me about what inspired the first book that you published?
Well, when I was still in the corporate world, before I had this panic thing, um, I was reading books, by top leaders in the world, and they were good books, but I wanted something condensed. So any leader anywhere in the world could pick this book up and they could read the top 10 things that would make them a better leader, a stronger leader, a more compassionate leader, uh, a more kind leader, a more balanced leader, left brain, right brain. So I just sat down one day and no, actually what happened was I lost my job. I was, a senior leader in an international company,
Yeah.
and I lost my job. Basically, I was fired,
Okay.
and along with other executives, because this new guy came in and he said, I don't need you guys anymore. I have a new strategic plan. Fine. So, after a couple of weeks of really hurting inside, because when you get fired, you wonder,
Mhm.
well, what did I do wrong? And so did
Mhm.
the other leaders who got fired as well. And so I went to my husband and I said, what do I do now? He said, well, what would you like to do? I said,
Mhm.
I would like to write a book on leadership that summarizes leadership that I've never heard about before or a book I've never read.
Right.
And he said, then why don't you do that? My wonderful, supportive husband, said, go ahead. So I took a few
Yeah.
months to write it.
Yeah.
And our daughter was, I mean, she was 7 or 8 months old when I started it, or I started
Oh.
writing the book. And, so she was at home part time and she went to the daycare and nursery part time. And, but what's also very interesting about this was that um, for some reason, I felt I needed to become a professional speaker. And um, this lady, uh, said to me, well, how are you going to market your book? And I said, I don't know. And she said, well, you need to become a professional speaker. That's how it happened. And I said, okay, how do I do that? And she said, here's the meeting on this date. You need to come. So I went from London, Ontario to Toronto, 2 hour drive roughly, and started attending the National Speakers Association meetings. And that was a godsend because that was one way to market your books
Right.
in those days. You know, you
Yeah.
we didn't have the internet like we have today, and
Right.
so we had to do the legwork. We had to stand in front of a couple dozen people or a couple 3,000 people and talk about our book and share our wisdom, and then people bought our books.
Yeah.